Hi, my name is Mariyam and this is the City1016 Podcast. And इस बार, of course, we have City1016 के presenters, लेकिन उसके साथ-साथ we have someone else special. He's a Cricket World Cup ambassador, a fantastic wicketkeeper and a batsman. Yes, I'm talking about Dinesh Karthik in the house.
भाई standing ovation, sir के लिए standing ovation.
And ये जो हमारा पंजाबी मुंडा है, by the way, he's बर दुबई का opening batsman. 22 runs का average है. And it's because of you is why your team player lose.
Correct.
I have heard all this about you, by the way.
I know, runouts का specialist हूँ मैं. I get my non-striker runout all the time.
All the time.
But when I was really 120 kilos then.
Yes. But with the 120 kilos, by the way, I heard that you're very good with diving. Fielding बहुत अच्छा कर लेता है दिनेश जी.
Oh, really? Wow.
He really does. But of course, Dinesh Karthik is in the house, and we have to ask you one thing, a question that you asked us. Did you watch Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Kahaani?
Yes, I did. I was in London in the last couple of months, and I went with my wife and watched it. It's good fun. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, very good.
All right, awesome. There's one thing common between Parikshit and Dinesh. It's the bio that Dinesh has on his Instagram. Okay, let me read it out. Proud Indian. Cricketer. Car enthusiast. Dog lover.
Oh wow! So you have a dog?
Not a great way to start this podcast.
Sorry, let me rephrase the question. What's your dog's name?
I don't want to make it too melodramatic, but when I was in London, passed away.
Oh,
that is the sad part.
So sorry.
No, but it's okay. Don't worry. It's all good.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wow.
It's good.
और चिल्ला ना परी.
Sorry. No, this is
It's a tough one.
It's extremely tough. It's extremely tough.
It's become part of your family, and then
Yeah.
when you leave town, it just happened. It was with us for 7 years. It was a Labradoodle, and passed away. But it's all okay now. It's done and dusted for the moment. So yes.
So sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
Have you watched Rocky or Rani?
Yes. It was quite the movie, isn't it? Like I feel these days it's a massive challenge bringing people to theaters, especially with the origination of OTT platforms. It's becoming more challenging, and I quite enjoyed the movie because it was a family entertainer. There's a lot of fun in it, and also obviously a message that they tried to portray, which is very good. But I like the whole feel of the movie. I think Hindi industry obviously is on the resurgence again. Pathan just took it to another level. And then now there's Rocky or Rani, Prem Kahaani. There is obviously Gadar too, like you were saying, and then there is obviously Jailer from Rajinikanth.
Yes.
He's kicking ass.
Yes.
So,
Aka. Yeah,
it
that's
was
the one.
Quite a movie. That.
A point that you made, that a lot of people, it's very hard to get people into the cinema. But it's not really hard to get them on a cricket field, especially when their favorite teams are playing, right? They don't care about what's going to happen. They want to enjoy the vibe, and that's the difference between Bollywood and cricket.
Yeah.
So, okay, do you remember the first time you went on the field and people screamed, Dinesh?
Yeah, you got to understand, I made my debut at
Or DK, not Dinesh, DK.
So I made my debut when I was 19 years old. Slowly, as I started playing for the country, then people obviously watched me play, and then in time, the love and affection from the fans of India started coming. And India is very passionate about the sport. I think in India, the two biggest selling factors, obviously one is Bollywood, another one is cricket, and we always have a lot of fans coming and watching us play. So I was very blessed and grateful like that.
Yeah. You said you were in the Middle East for 2 years. Pari also plays cricket here in the Middle East, of course. You were talking about cement cricket.
And genuinely, for the longest time, Quain mein yahan pe, it was only cement cricket, Dinesh. And I know you played cement cricket.
Yes,
turf,
I have.
Because 90% of the expat population can't afford the Dubai cricket grounds.
Correct.
It's very expensive. So, what is your when you come here now? What is the thing that you've noticed that has changed in a very, very long time from where you were, in the same scene here?
For a start, infrastructure. You got to understand, when I came in 2006-07, the only ground was in Abu Dhabi at that stage. Brilliant. We're talking about stadium.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. And they were playing cricket then also, because you got to understand, UAE has a massive population of immigrants, and cricket is again a very integral part of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all of them play. So they used to play on cement pitches. And when I was studying in Kuwait as well, like I mentioned before, I started with tennis ball. They used to tape it and then play it. And the Pakistani bowlers were fabulous. They were quick. They used to swing it. They're no doubt. Even now in international cricket, they're very good. So that's where I started. And it's quite a challenge playing there. And obviously, like UAE, Kuwait has also developed. Now they have a ground and they play the Associate Nations tournament.
Right.
Whereas UAE is taken off to another level. They're hosting IPL, and to host an IPL is not a joke because you're talking about one of the premier competitions in the world.
Yeah.
So the whole gamut of how sport is played in UAE has changed a lot.
Even the UAE cricket team,
Yes.
from struggling to qualify, now almost ending at in top 2 at every qualifier. Even not just the infrastructure, they brought Robin Singh here. They brought Indian cricketers here. So what do you think is the future for UAE cricket as a team?
I think you got to understand how much they've developed is phenomenal. They're always going to be represented a lot more by immigrants because they enjoy and they play the sport a lot more. And you find a lot of cricketers who don't find opportunities. They're coming and playing. Yeah. Sometimes finding a way to make a living as well, which is phenomenal. Yeah. With the amount of leagues that's happening around the world, you do well for the UAE. There's always an opportunity for you to go and play in other leagues. Yeah. There's T10 tournaments happening. So people are looking at it as a career. So when you're looking at it as a career, you are trying to play it very seriously. You want infrastructure to do it, and that is available in UAE. So definitely the UAE cricket will obviously go from strength to strength.
ये बहुत ये मेरे सर से ऊपर गया है, ठीक है? When I was looking for questions for Dinesh Karthik, I'm a social media person.
Yes.
I love learning more about social media.
Yes.
Most viral video of Dinesh Karthik. Okay, so you have about 146 million views on a game that you played.
Correct.
Especially that over, the 19th over. This was in 2018. How can we forget that?
Of course.
Right? What did you feel after that? You were walking out of the field, people cheering for you. How did you feel?
It was great. It was a great feeling, no doubt about it. It was a very special match in my life, and to have that there's a lot of, backstory to all this. Bangladesh had lost to beaten Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, so the Sri Lankan population was very upset. The cricket-loving population was very upset, and and when India came to the final to play Bangladesh, all of Sri Lanka supported us. So it was a big moment there. And as soon as that match got over, we went into the IPL. So it was a good moment for Indian cricket.
Yeah.
And for me, on a personal note as well, it was something that I'm very proud of, the way we achieved what we did in that tournament. So it was a very special memory. And the fact that it is still, if I'm right, I think the most watched YouTube video among sports.
Yes.
So that is something that that's something that's very humbling to know. I didn't by no means expect it, but the fact that so many people have watched it tells you the importance and magnitude of that game and how far it reached, around the world.
Yeah.
Talking about Emirates.
Yeah.
You're the brand ambassador, of course. ऐसे कौन-कौन से benefits हैं जो आपको ही मिलते हैं?
Actually, ये बड़ा problem है. In fact, people think that India-Pakistan tickets, everything is in my house, but it is not the case.
Sir, एक तो होगा.
Sir, our listeners think the tickets are in our house also. They keep asking us also.
Don't you have shows where you're like giving tickets?
Of course, but they think we have extra in our own pocket.
It might be their check. It might be there.
I think he's playing it. He's playing it low. एक तो होगी ticket. एक ticket तो दे दो ना, please.
That's for me.
कोई नहीं, bat दे दो एक, please. How many people ask you for a bat, to be honest?
Quite a few, actually, because obviously playing the sport for so long, and you're always sponsored by some bat maker. So I've been one of my bat makers. I've been with them for about more than a decade now, so I have a good relationship with them. So when people ask, I do find a way to provide them.
अगर आपको ये interview बहुत अच्छा लगे, दिनेश.
But from what I've heard, my Mariyam saying you run out specialist, average 22, you still want that.
But my opening cricketer. Dinesh Karthik in the house. Yes, he's the World Cup ambassador. And speaking of Emirates, who also has they've been supportive for like about 20 years when it comes to cricket. They are in fact the official airline and global partner of ICC and is also a sponsor of the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023 this year in India. So lovely to have you.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Also, you got to understand, like I said, I always have a massive affinity with the Middle East.
Absolutely.
The fact that I studied here, I was part of it, I can read and write Arabic as well. So,
what?
What?
Because, when you study in Kuwait, it's your third language, so you need to read and write. It is a part of the curriculum, so I learnt it. I'm not
Can
good
you
at
speak Arabic?
I can say numbers, wahid, itne, thalata, arba and all that, but
he's a Gulf kid. This is exactly what... You are a Gulf kid.
Been in the Gulf for 3 years, so you have to study in Kuwait, so it's good.
I can only see this getting viral and getting City1016 the most amount of views. Dinesh Karthik, I've got a very weird request before we go. As a keeper who's kept for so many years, can I see your fingers?
You first asked him that you want to see his watch. Now you're asking to see his fingers.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Only cricket fans will understand. Can you please explain that question, please?
It's actually a very good question because a lot of keepers over a period of time, because they take so many balls, sometimes they get hit and their fingers go all over the place. A lot of keepers, MS Dhoni, Ian Healy, I can think of mostly Adam Gilchrist, all of them have crooked fingers because they've got injured and somewhere down the line they played with a fracture. It just so it's an intellectual question.
Oh,
Let's
that's it. Watch the door. मेरे मुंह पे मार दो.
I'm going to ask Pari why he checked out his watch off air. But thank you so much. This is the City 1016 podcast. My name is Mariyam. That's Parikshit. And of course, we had Dinesh Karthik in the house.